Alright guys, here you see me repainting the bumper. I actually ended up buying a brand new bumper. The original bumper ended up tearing again, so instead of spending more time on the bumper, I just went ahead and bought a new one. Also, another issue that arose was when I was sanding the fender, I exposed a little bit of the paint and primer on the top edges. I guess I was just sanding a little too much and maybe too much pressure, and ended up exposing the paint. So here I'm just respraying it to get rid of the exposed paint. So after re-wet sanding the painted parts, I'm actually buffing this with a Dewalt buffer, and I'm using 3M rubbing compound for this job. It actually worked out pretty good. It's actually supposed to be a 3-stage, but I only did the 2-stage. Only did 2 of the stages, basically the rubbing compound and then the polish. There's a final stage of polish, which is supposed to make it look a lot smoother too, but I ended up skipping that one just because I already lacked the know-how to properly buff. So I didn't think it was really necessary to go through that 3rd stage anyways. I don't think I had enough skill with the buffer to have fully taken advantage of that 3rd stage of polishing anyways, so I just left it at that. So here I'm actually using the 2nd stage, which is the micro polish compound. It's actually supposed to help remove the swirl marks that's left behind by the buffer when using the rubbing compound. I also went ahead and decided to polish the headlights. They were pretty yellow. First thing I did was I went over them with really light wet sand, 1500 grit wet sand, and buffed out the sanding, and then went in with a polishing compound as I was polishing the bumper. It actually came out pretty good, and you'll see it here at the end of the video.
Alright guys, it's pretty much call it job finish as far as bodywork goes. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. I say it's not too bad for a home job. The paint isn't exactly perfect. One of the things about being a first-time painter slash body man, but overall it came out pretty decent for the fact this is my first time actually doing stuff like this. Had a little bit of scratches right here. Might have had something in the buffer. Put like little tiny scratches on there. You really can't see it in the camera properly, but I didn't properly blend the primer. I blended the Bondo when I was sanding the door, but when I sprayed the primer and sanded it down, I didn't blend it properly, so you can kind of see a line where the primer meets the original paint. I guess that's a newbie mistake right there. You know, when you use a high build primer, it's usually a good idea to make sure you blend that primer into the paint too, so that way you don't get that line. But it's there, and it wasn't even noticeable until I started polishing it. You can kind of look at the alignment here. It's not too bad. The gap looks a little bit big. There's a couple little imperfections in the paint right here. The headlights were yellow, so they came out a lot better. I still have a couple little knickknacks to button up on here, like just little splash guards, and then I need to shampoo the interior and clean it out. You know, with all the people getting in and out of the car, they probably got the interior kind of dirty, so I'm gonna have to clean out the interior. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a video on that or not. I don't know if you guys really want to see me cleaning out the inside of a car, but overall it's not too bad. I guess what we'll do is after everything gets cleaned up, I'm gonna put this car in the market, see how much I can get for it, and hopefully I'll be able to turn over an okay profit on this and try to roll it over into the other Subaru, so that way I can get that car done. But overall, it's a pretty good learning experience. You know, it's something I always say. You know, you never know what you can do until you actually do it, and it's definitely a lot of fun learning all this. And sometimes it's a little bit stressful because, you know, I ran into a couple of issues with the fender. The fender kept having chemical reactions because when I first sanded it down, I would put too much, I guess I was putting too much pressure on the sanding, and then I was exposing some of the paint and primer. So, you know, when you repaint it, I guess the paint causes a chemical reactions on the exposed paint surfaces. So, you know, that took a while for me to get through. Another issue was the front bumper. I ended up just buying a new front bumper because the bumper ended up tearing again, and I didn't want to keep wasting time painting it, and just in case it tore again, then it would be back at square one. So I just bought a new bumper. Kind of put me a little bit over budget. In the next video, I'll go ahead and go over price breakdown and go over the sale process and see how that goes. Hopefully it won't take too long to sell this car, but I guess I'll see you in the next video.